Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the live version of Around the Layout, our December 2023 Operating Crew Giveaway. And joining me, the executive producer of Around the Layout, coming to us from New South Wales, Australia, or Sydney, if you don't know where New South Wales is, Paul Cassar. Paul, good to see you, my friend.
Hey there, Ray. Good to be here, and I'm pretty excited about what we've got planned in this next hour or so.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff to give away. We've got some great support that's been provided to the podcast, and the operating crew has just been amazing. The support that's come from them, Paul, and we just keep watching the numbers grow. And we look at that roster that's on our website, aroundthelayout.com, and click on operating crew, and just some really great people that are helping us keep the podcast going and do all these fantastic things we're allowed to do.
It's just the show's just exploded after the last 12 months. We've had some great people on and some great following, and as you say, we've the amount of operators we have, it's just a really good support. Shows that the work that the time certainly you put into it is really worthwhile. And I see there's a few of my Aussie friends already in there in the chat. Gary and Jeff, welcome from this side of the world.
Yeah, and that's that side of the world. It's what, Saturday midday in Australia, and you guys are heading towards summer. We're heading towards winter on this side of the hemisphere. So
we're not getting too much of a summer at the moment. Michael from New Zealand dropped in. Michael operated on my layout 2 weeks ago, and Darren's there as well. So we got good representation from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, you got a lot of. I wonder if the following, make sure everybody understands. I'm not Ray Arnott from Ray Arnott and the Rude Dudes, which was an Australian rock band. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if maybe people are confused, but hopefully by now they figured out I'm not that guy. But awesome following from Australia, and amazing around the world that the world that podcasting can reach, and the countries we've been listened to in, and the fandom from not only Australia, New Zealand, but Switzerland and the UK, and just so many places, and then across the country here. Just very cool. Very cool. We're reaching those people and being able to share all those stories out. So,
and I think in the future, Ray, that we've spoken about is possibly having some of those from other countries appear on the show as well, to see why and how do they, what's the difference in modeling. UK is very strong. We've seen that, it would be good to broaden our horizon, I guess, in the long term.
No, we definitely have plans of talking from people around the globe, and it's just amazing. The list continues to grow. You know that because you get to manage that list, and as folks are popping up. But we'll take a moment. We'll in between, we'll talk to everybody and say hello, and we'll throw some comments up. Paul's going to be working that side of it, and we've got our generous providers of items lined up here tonight, and we've got a pretty tight schedule. We've got quite a few to go through, so hopefully everybody is in a good, comfortable spot and is able to hang with us, because we're going to start giving stuff away. Now, before we do that, I do want to let everybody know. So we have, let me count. We got 7, 8, 9. We got like at least a dozen items to give away tonight, and we have 108 operating crew members. So what we've decided to do is, once you win, we're going to take you off the wheel, and we're going to give somebody else a chance to win, kind of spread the love as we're heading into the holiday season, making sure we can give out as many gifts as possible to different folks. So that's how we'll handle that. Again, a lot of great prizes, a lot of great guests. So we're going to roll right into it to make sure we stay on time. The first one joining us tonight is Lee Rosenberg from Ron's Book. So Lee, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great to have you, Lee. And you and I chatted at that Vernon train show. We were just prior to the coming on, we were talking about train shows and the upcoming schedules. We were heading in seemingly into that season, and good to hear that we've got some new shows, maybe, or even some old shows coming back. So why don't you first tell us what your tour schedule is looking like in the upcoming months?
A little bit light. We've got Albany this coming Sunday, Albany, New York. Then, of course, we got the Big E in Springfield in January, and first weekend of February is Timonium, the Great Scale Model Train Show.
Excellent. So Timonium, I think that's like they do 2 shows. Is that correct down there in Maryland?
They do 3.
3 shows. Okay.
They do October, February, and April.
Awesome. All right. Let's I got to let me get the screen up here. This is the first time I'm trying to play with all of this all at the same time, so just bear with me one moment. Hey, look at that. Paul, if you want to drop that link off there for now, and then we'll take a look at what Ron's got here. So, Ron, you were generous to donate a book, and I want you to tell us about this book.
All right. So
there we go.
The book we donated, it's New York Central's Chatham Crossing by George Povil. Bulk of the photography is from Bob McCullough, who was a resident of Chatham, started photographing the area in the mid-50s. Coverage of the book goes up to 2007. You get to see New York Central, you get to see Rutland, Penn Central, Conrail, CSX, all color. You just get to see the operations of how they operated in the area. There's a little bit of Rutland in there too. I don't think I mentioned that. Basically this big hub at the end of the Harlem line.
Oh, that's awesome. I think you and I had this conversation before, and if not, maybe it was with Tony Cook or digital world. It's nice to have things digital, but there's still nothing like picking up a book and seeing photos in print. It's just something magical about it when you're able to hold it in your hand.
Yeah, I find it's a lot better, especially when you see something in one page on a picture and you want to go look at the other, and you flip back and forth a lot faster than trying to slide back and forth on a screen.
Yeah. So this is a pretty amazing book. It's local to both of us. I mean, I've been in this area and have seen, and it's interesting to see what was, that kind of fuels that ghost railroading passion, at least in me, and I'm sure others as well, when you get to see, what the history was of an area, and, especially ones that are still running railroad, but what was there before? Where were these lines going to? Where the tracks used to be? This is just really cool stuff to be able to check out.
It is, again, there's, there was a lot of railroading there, and, there's still some with CSX and all, but it's not quite the same.
No, it's definitely not quite the same, but it's nice to be able to look through the book and dream. And boy, sometimes I think I was born 20 years too late or more, and I missed that golden era of prototype railroading. But books like this are able to bring you back, and we certainly appreciate you offering this up to give to one of our operating crew members. So let's get the big wheel up here, and let's pick a winner for the New York Central Chatham Crossing book by George Povil. And
good luck, everyone.
Yeah, let's all right. Now I'm learning something, everybody. It's bouncing back and forth between the two. So hey, look at that. I should get a prize every time I get this right. Here we go, everybody. We're ready to spin the wheel, and let's give the book away. Here we go. All right. David Warren is the winner of the New York Central Chatham Crossing book. David will get that book out to you. We'll be giving that information to Lee. He'll get that sent out to you. So congratulations, David. And I have to write that down, because if I don't write it down, guess who forgets? So, all right. Thank you. Thank you again, Lee. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that with us. And again, congratulations, David. And Lee, looking forward to seeing you at the next train show. I'm sure you're
Yeah.
going to have a big selection up there in Amherst.
Definitely will. There'll be a lot of books there.
Yeah, so if you're going to Amherst, make sure you seek out Lee and Ron's books. Again,
DLC
always
Section 2.
there you go. Better Living Center, Section 2. Don't miss it, and check out the awesome books they have. If Lee can't get his hands on it, it probably was never published. So there's a promise to live up to, Lee. So ronsbooks.com, check them out also on the web. And again, check them out at Amherst or look for them at some of the local train shows. Lee, thank you very much for coming on tonight. All right, have a great happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you.
Certainly.
All right, Paul, that was
okay.
That's a nice book. I love those kinds of books where you can, nice little coffee table reader. You can toss it out, or even books that you can put out on an operating session where you get guys that come by and, if you're modeling an area and you can leave a book out like that and, they're waiting for a job, they can always, go back and forth and
I have a childhood.
It's a little filler. So it definitely works out well.
I have a childhood memory of the first book on trains, and I'm pretty sure it was a Union Pacific E8 on the front.
Yeah.
Passenger service, and I wish I had kept that book because it's probably what inspired me into trains in the first place. So you never know; it might be out there somewhere.
So, Paul, why don't we take a look at some of the comments and some of the people that are coming in? And what we also wanted to do is, for the folks that are in the comments, we just had Black Friday that rolled through, and here, I'm sure Black Friday is beyond the United States, but certainly big in the United States, and all the big
everywhere now.
Yeah, so all the big Black Friday sales. Share with us, what did you guys end up getting for Black Friday? Did you find any great deals? And just share that out with us. And then also, if you didn't buy anything on Black Friday, why don't you tell us what's on your list and what you're asking from Santa this year? Love to see what you guys have to come up with and what's on your Christmas list. So.
And the other one is, what was your favorite purchase for the year? What have you prized yourself this year? And I have to say, for myself, was my RS18U from Rapido.
Yeah.
That was Trillium. And then I had it sent to Weather My Trains, Rob, and had it custom weathered, and just a beautiful locomotive. Had a bit of a problem with the Dakota, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
But really nice locomotive. That's probably my purchase of the year. At this stage, I don't intend purchasing anything for the rest of the year, but really happy with it. Looks great on the layout.
Don Iris says every day is Black Friday for me. So I think Don's the king of eBay. I think he might be able to find all the great deals. So
yeah.
So it's good seeing Don last night. We got to operate at Tony Donatelli's layout. That was absolutely a blast to be able to get that, to knock the rust off the rails at Tony's layout.
I saw some photos, an amazing layout, just incredible.
Absolutely. We're just so blessed to be able to go back there and run it in his honor. So great time with Don last night, running trains, I should say, on that. And anyway, great job. So let's bring on our next guest. We got another item to give away here. We're bringing on Jason Hill from Owl Mountain Models. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ray. Hi, Paul. How's it going?
It's great to see you, Jason.
It's good to be seen.
There you go. So we're going to be talking about Owl Mountain Models. We had you first on the show when we were you were on with Tony Cook, and we were talking about the products that you were offering. And I'm so excited to share some slides here with some of the new items that you have, and then the item that you're giving away. So let's get that pulled up here and let's take a look.
Yeah.
All right.
You surprised me when you guys released that podcast like a month early. I was not ready.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Oh, no, we got to get the website up quick.
We when it comes to the what's happening in model railroading, we release it right away. We like to think that news has got to be out there quick. So sorry to put the heat on you, but nonetheless, it's out there. So tell us a little bit about what we got here.
So what we have here is a modular lumber load that's designed to fit basically all the 53-foot cars on the market right now, 53-foot flat cars. This is actually a Proto 2000 AAR standard car. So this is typical late 30s and beyond. Of course, 70-ton cars were built all the way up through the 1950s and so forth. We have different ways that the cars can be, or the load can be built to fit onto different cars, and you can get different looks. You can flip through some of the other slides that I sent you, Ray, if you want. You can show how the load's built. Yeah, that's an example of a whole bunch of them that we've built as pilot models over the years. Some of these are the new ones, the 3003 cars, like right there in the front center. Yeah, you can do shifted lumber loads. This was kind of a big hit around the community. You can see the load sliding there.
Oops.
I've done a couple of blog posts on those.
Yeah.
We've now actually got some decals available that say "Do not hump." So do not
awesome.
want to send this load over the hump yard, please, because you're going to be playing Jenga afterwards.
That's right. That's right.
So here's a load that's not been finished up with the stakes yet, and I'm figuring out how I want the loads, the units of lumber arranged.
Awesome.
And in this one, I'm using some 1, 2, 3 blocks to weight the, just to make sure everything is tight when it's glued. And here I'm using the 1, 2, 3 blocks as a straight edge along the back edge as I'm building the loads and actually interweaving the random ends of the boards. You can see me using my Tamiya glue there to bond it together. And here's some examples of the different loads configurations. You can have different combinations of units and so forth. And then down at the bottom, you can get add-on sprues of material. And then you can basically get the car all the way out to the cubic limits of the car, all the way out to plate C.
Excellent. And we got a question here. Somebody was asking about N scale, or what scales are you working in right now, Jason?
Right now we're working on HO. I've got several requests for N scale. We're going to be looking at options of doing that tooling probably next year. We'll see how that goes. The next one that we're planning to do in HO is a split load, where Ray, can you flip back to one of the, like the first picture? Or any of these? Yeah, one more. Okay, so in this one, basically there'd be a row of stakes down the middle of the load. It'd be divided so forklifts could pick it up. But the N scale loads are going to be about half the width of an HO load. So I'm looking at if we can do a split load in HO, then I'm going to see if we can do an N scale load and make it look reasonable for the smaller size.
Excellent. Excellent. So a little research and development going on as you're creating these loads. These are gorgeous. Absolutely.
We're full of R&D. There's lots of,
there's
lots of R&D going on, you know, in the background that you guys don't see.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. You appreciate you sharing these with us. And so tell us what the winner of this drawing is going to get.
You are going to get what you see in this photograph, which is one of our 3003 kits. I'm sure we can arrange things if you guys wanted a bigger one, like one of the full cubic outs. I'll go ahead and up the ante and offer you guys the extra material to do that. If the person's doing an earlier era, like where they're only doing 40-foot cars, I'm sure we can come up with some kind of arrangement. This particular era, it goes from 1910s. Basically, the width of the cars that this kit's designed for started just before World War I. So the USRA era cars were designed for this width, or I should say the USRA cars widened them. They had wider decks. And so this load is designed to fit onto the USRA style cars and beyond. And then it can go all the way up through the 1960s. The wooden stakes started being not so popular after the 1960s when the steel banding was being used. And of course, you can model the steel banding with 64th inch chart tape. There's been lots of articles on how to do high tension steel banding in HO scale. And the random end of the loads, generally, the last photos I've seen of those kind of loads were in the 1970s. So this load generally, depending on what car you're putting it on and everything, you know, 19 teens up through the 1960s, 70s. Depends on the, you know, I'm hoping this is general enough that most of your viewership will be interested in
Absolutely.
this for the Christmas
Well, it's a
present.
good 50-year block that covers, so that's definitely good. And
Yeah.
then, I'm sure that that this could work in a multitude of different ways, including at lumber yards and everything else as
Oh, yeah.
well. So lots of flexibility to the kit, but beautiful models. Excellent job done with modeling these loads, and really excited to see one given away and see
Yeah.
what you come out with for additional products as your R&D team starts to turn out great products. So
Yeah, and I'll just plug real quick that we do have Night Owl nightowlmodeler.blogspot.com is my personal blog where I do my stuff, and I've done articles using these. And then we've also got owlmtmodelsnews.blogspot.com, which is kind of where we're doing our announcements and stuff now.
okay. And can you link all of that from your main website, owlmtmodels.com?
Yeah, I think I have it as the newest announcement on the main website. I still need to go back through the website and do some revamping after our release of these products here in October. It's been a busy 2 months. I'm still kind of recovering.
Oh,
Going by the chat, there's certainly a market for N-scale. A lot of requests for N-scale.
Yeah. Well, I hear you guys. The problem with N-scale is getting the boards thin enough in N-scale and to still be injection molded and actually work. Because the lumber load that you're seeing here, these boards are like 3x8s or 3x10s in HO.
Right.
And so in N-scale, they're probably going to be ending up being like 4x6s or something. I mean, trying to really get down to 2x6s in N-scale is going to be a challenge.
Absolutely.
So we'll do what we can.
All right. Well, let's see if we can get ourselves a winner here. So let's get the wheel added back on here. All right, here we go for the winner of the kit from Owl Mountain Models. And again, Owl Mountain Models, just check them out. Got a whole bunch of blogs and everything else. We'll go to their website. We'll put that link up here in a minute, but let's spin a winner. Here we go. Oh, at the last little click, Peter Stempel, you are the winner of that load. We'll be talking, and we'll get that information to Jason. He'll get that out to you. And congratulations. All right. So, Jason, we appreciate you stopping by and offering up this kit to our operating crew members. And that's appreciated. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again on another episode of What's Happening in Model Railroading with Tony Cook. And we'll definitely be looking forward again to your new offerings. And was that those N-scale folks would like to put you on their Christmas list, so on their Christmas card list. So
our R&D guys are off on another project right now, and we look forward to getting some announcements on that out soon too.
Excellent. So, all right, Jason. Well, thank you very much for coming by, and happy holidays to you.
Take care, Ray. Merry Christmas.
Have a good one. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Jason. And we've just put a link in the chat for the blog spot that Jason was talking about.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely check those out. A lot of neat stuff coming from Owl Mountain Models, and neat to see those new loads. Again, this hobby is so vast. I mean, you can just laser focus on just these niche things like Owl Mountain Models has done. And
Black Friday, got a few people who've commented. Alex, his purchase was a Scale Trains GP30. Which would be quite nice. And I see our friend Mr. Iris actually, well, first of all, Mike Mount Models was more about released the Crown Transfer Limited run kit. So some extra things. And one from Don was the bought a Home Shops mesquite belt covered hopper.
Awesome. And that should be hopefully that's arrived when you get back to Florida, Don. Hopefully it's sitting in your mailbox. It's a nice car, beautiful job, and we get yet another pen from our friend Evan Jackson. So very nice car.
And then David Honan scored a pile of used containers and a bunch of Walters ready run center beams and 60-foot LPG AA tank cars. So quite a few bargains there.
Excellent. Well, it's time for our next guest, and joining us is Jay Tummelson from Rio Grande Games. Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jay. It's great to meet you, and we were able to connect, thankfully, through Tony Cook. And Tony's got a lot of great things to say about Rio Grande Games. I know he's been playing them and checking them out and writing them up for Model Railroad News. So it's great to connect with you and talk a little bit about board games.
Well, that's what we do here: board games and card games too.
Awesome.
And a lot of train games. We're particularly fond of John Bohr and the games he's designed or helped design.
Excellent. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Rio Grande Games and some of the the railroad. I got to turn off my model railroad mind and go into railroad games. Tell us about some of the railroad games that you offer.
Well, we've offered quite a few over the years. More recently, we've been more focused on John's games. Of course, earlier we did Transamerica and Trans-Europa, which were originally done by him. And more recently, we're doing Prussian rails. We're doing, what else do we do? Iberian rails, Trans-Iberian. Thank you. That's helpful. Yeah. Wabash Cannonball we've done. And coming out very soon, I hope, is, wow, so many games. Chicago Northwestern. I think that's one that a lot of people are looking forward to. So a lot of focus on John's games. Prior to that, we did occasional games here and there. But I really like John's work. The way his rules are really excellent. They don't need any editing. Just take them from John and use them. So it's an easier way to production with what John has done.
Excellent. So, yeah, so we got some people already chatting. A couple Chicago Northwestern fans have already, their ears have perked up, and this is neat because it's not, what we're typically, I guess, used to. It gives a little bit different. It's not operating. It's being able to play a board game, perhaps with friends, or perhaps drag the family in and be able to sit around and have a good old fashioned family game night.
Well, that's what we try to make happen.
That's excellent. This is great. So I know the one that we had offered up was the one we see here for the operating crew prize, which is the Tom Russell Trans-Siberian Railroad. And why don't you tell us a bit about this game?
Oh, I'd love to, but I more just do the producing.
Okay.
I let John and the artist sort of make the game look really good.
All right.
We use a lot of Howard Fogg's covers or his pictures for the covers. We really appreciate the ability to use those and try to find images in working with John and getting his opinions so that the cover images are appropriate for the game and the era in which the game is set.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm going to read the description here. It's sorry, we go. I'll try to read it. Let's see if I can do this, Paul. Trans-Siberian Railroad is the next game in a long series of railroad games from Rio Grande Games. In the late 19th century, the Russian government commissioned a massive project. The goal is to build a railroad that you would connect Moscow in the west with Vladivostok. I blew that one. I know that. In the east, you and your fellow players are buying shares of the railroad that will expand across Russia, attempting to enrich yourself along the way and not lose control of railroads to the Tsar. That is awesome stuff. It's a fun game, involving railroad with some strategy. There's a lot of elements in that. So that's absolutely fantastic. And it looks like a lot of fun to play. So here we go. We're going to give this away. So let's get the Wheel of Fun up there and let's see what we got. We should have some music in between me trying to change screens, Paul.
Yeah, I could try and hum, but I don't get paid enough to do that.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get ourselves a winner. All right. David Matheny is the winner of the Rio Grande Games Trans-Siberian, and looking forward to getting that sent out to you. And Jay, thank you so much for stopping by. I look forward to having you on a future What's Happening in Model Railroading with Tony Cook.
All righty. Well, thanks for inviting me, and I had a great time.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
You take care,
holidays.
Jay, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Let
Just-
me.
Another Black Friday comment that I'll just put up. Jeff Cosgrove managed to find a ready-to-run Amtrak P42 in the Veterans Library. He's been chasing that for some time, so that was a good find, certainly from this side of the world. Probably paid more in shipping if it's come from the US, but anyway.
And what else we got in there? Oh, those board games. That's really kind of an interesting thing. I saw my buddy Dave Gardner from Digital to Dice podcast in here. He does a podcast on sports simulation games, cards and dice type games, and it's kind of neat that we have them. We have that kind of thing going in the railroad community as well. So that was really cool to learn about.
Yeah, exactly. Another question. Anyone else get themselves a Rapido mystery box? I did hear about them, and but I haven't seen many openings online at this stage. But
Yeah.
they're quite popular. I know that much.
Yeah, Tony and I talked about that on the last What's Happening in Model Railroading, and he was saying
That's right.
it was really amazing the stuff that comes in. It's not, a mystery box. You kind of get worried what you're getting, but he says the products that are coming in from Rapido are just outstanding. So really, really fun idea to get a surprise that's got great value.
Okay. And Jeff's saying he found it over here, so there he saves his money on shipping.
That's
And
good.
and
It's
another
always
one.
a concern. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's really expensive these days. Gary Rooming, who we all know, Gary has found a Atlas Dash 840 for $50 Australian, which is like $5 US these
That's
days.
what I was going to say. It's like $5. Yeah. $5.50 US, but congratulations. That's an excellent deal. And glad you've joined us here and shared that with us. So I think it's time to bring on our next guest. What do you think, Paul?
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. Joining us from the Garden State, we've got Ron from Mind Mount Models. Ron,
good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Ron.
Great to have you here. And you and I chatted not too long ago, it seems, and now we're back again, and you've got an awesome new model that you're sharing with us. So I'm looking forward to talking to folks about that. But I saw you recently on the Model Railroad Train Show tour. Where were you last, Paul, over there, Ron?
It was in Edison, New Jersey. It was the Greenberg train show. It travels up and down the East Coast and stuff. Right. I was giving it a try for the year. Not too bad turnout. Saturday was good. Sunday was a little quieter, just the stroller crowd and stuff. But it was a good show.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
Saturday was swamped. I mean, I think with the holiday weekend and stuff, people were just out in droves.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Good. Always good to find a good train show and see good attendance at them. And of course, I'm pretty confident I'm going to be seeing you here pretty soon in late January.
Hey, you'll see me at Springfield, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm hinting at. So
yep.
Yeah, definitely see you up there at the Amherst show, and looking forward to that. But let's take a look at what you got here. If you've been watching, this is a struggle for me. So let's see if we can get this screen shared the right way. All right, here we go. So tell us about what we got here.
This is Pinellas Petrol. It's a small gas station. I got inspiration for this, going down the rabbit hole of Pinterest.
Yep.
And just looking I wanted to design a small gas station. And I found this one picture, kind of grainy black and white picture. I think it was based out of California. And then I started looking at similar gas stations. So this is a kind of a combination of two different gas stations that I found. The main big sign that you see coming off the roof and down onto the lawn there is from one kit, and some of the signage is from one gas station. And then the main building with the spindly legs and pumps and stuff are the other gas station. And that's how I got the inspiration for that one.
Yeah, kind of the best of both worlds. The two things you really like come together into this kit.
Yep. Yeah. And I provide, like you see, 19 cents. I wish it was 19 cents a gallon.
Oh, don't we all? Yeah.
Actually, the original picture, it was 9 cents and 9/10 of a cent for a gallon. So
Wow.
I raised the price a little bit, but I include like different signage for different errors. But they're not, it's not like $4.99 a gallon, but
No.
it'll go into the 70s or so. And it'll provide, you see the two different gas pumps there. One's sort of like a 50, 60 type of pump, and the other one's the glass top pump. You get 4 of each, depending what you want to do with the kit. If you wanted to have an older one, you can mix them like I show here in the pictures. But you actually get 4 of each style if you want to, make a particular error.
Excellent. And again here on a couple different we talked about this. You do an excellent job of getting these displayed well on some really beautiful dioramas.
Yeah, that's my that's me scratching the itch, because since I started the company, I haven't worked on my layout. So I go hog wild when I do all these dioramas. And especially with that new one that you were just mentioning, the crown transfer. I spent a lot of time on building that one, but I was really enjoying building that. And I had fun with that one.
Yeah, I've had a little itch for doing dioramas as well. I've done one, and then we've got a big one we're going to be putting at the show at the Hub Show tomorrow up in Marlborough, Mass. And between myself and my good friend Joe Mammy, we did that, and he did a lot of the scenery work. But it does even just that small area where you can like super detail and just have a lot of fun with it. That's
great.
It looks amazing.
It
looks amazing, Ray. You should put a photo up later, maybe, if we can.
Yeah. But yeah, there we go. That's beautiful model. This is going to be a lot of fun for somebody to build. And we talked about this on the show that, the step-by-step is all there, and, it's not, it's just it's a fun project.
You get full color. All my instructions are full color. The model that you see in these pictures are what you see in the directions. So as I'm building this particular diorama, I take picture of every single step, and that's what's included in my directions. And to get all those little fiddly rafters underneath that roof that you see, I'm including, actually my most popular item that I sell actually is that jig fixture for rafters and joists. So you actually get one of those in the kit.
Awesome. So the tools to make it a little easier and a lot of fun right there in a gas station, and set your own price, and you can make some money pumping gas. Is it full service like New Jersey, or is it self-serve like the rest of us?
Well, you see the guy, he's pumping his own gas, and you have to lift the tail light up to pump in the gas there.
So it must not be New Jersey because it's self-serve. So
probably California or something.
There you go. Awesome. Well, this is an awesome prize, and I certainly appreciate you providing this for our operating crew members. And got a good question there. Is the kit styrene, wood, or 3D printed?
It is wood. Majority of the products are wood. Some of the details are 3D printed items, and the signage is regular, high quality printed papers and stuff like that. And then the scenery, you provide that. But if you need help or have any tips, want any tips, I have some how-tos on my website. And actually, I was just talking with my wife about this today, that I want to put a poll out there on my Facebook page. And a lot of people ask me, how do you do this? How do you paint this? How do you do the shingles? How do you do the watering? And so I'm going to put a few of my most asked questions of how-tos, and I'm going to let the audience decide what I'm going to do for a live, clinic, basically.
Oh, awesome!
So that'll probably start happening next week.
That'd be great just to get to see you and get some tips right from Ron from Mind Mount Models. So yeah, Paul will put a link up there to the Facebook page for Mind Mount Models, and make sure you go over there and follow them on Facebook and check out the content there. So there's their website, but also make sure you get over to the Facebook page. And again, Paul will put that in the comments so that you can click right on that, go over there, and make sure you like Mind Mount Models. So
if you do go to the website, you can at the bottom you can click on Facebook or Instagram or any of those at the bottom of the website, so you can access it that way too.
Excellent. We'll give a bunch of different ways, bunch of different paths to get to there. So between the website and the Facebook page. So again, Ron, thank you, and let's give this kit away. So let's make the magic happen here.
This is like The Price is Right. This is exciting.
Yes, it is. I told
It is a bit like that.
I'm fulfilling my lifelong dream of being a game show host here tonight.
You look like Bob Barker, you know?
No, I don't think so. Bob had good hair his entire career. Maybe it was helped, but he always had good hair. So, all right, here we go. Let's pick a winner. All right, Darren Lee is the winner of the kit from Mind Mount Models. Darren, congratulations. Thank you for being a operating crew member, and you're definitely going to have to share some photos in the Friends of Around the Layout podcast group once you get this kit built so we can check it out. So, Darren, again, congratulations.
Man, I was really hoping to win that one.
Yeah, I've asked that a few times. I see these great prizes come through, and I'll ask, "Am I eligible to win that?" That's no, that's excellent. So, Ron, thank you again for your support of the podcast, and
absolutely
great to see you. And we'll definitely be getting you back on the show here in the near future. So, look forward to it. And until then, you have a great holiday, and we'll be talking soon.
Yep, you too, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Ron. I've just put a link in the chat for Ron's Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely check those out. Support these folks, everybody. I mean, I know the support you've provided me is excellent, but these people that are providing these items, show them your support, like, follow, and buy, and support these great companies that are producing great products. And speaking of such, we've got a guy who's got a whole bunch of products coming out, and always a fun to talk to. We've got the man that needs no introduction, but we're going to give it to him anyway, Mr. Chris Palmieri. Chris, good to see you, my friend.
Ray, Paul, how are you, gentlemen?
Hey, Chris,
we're doing,
how are you?
Good.
Having a great time here, Chris, giving away some items, and always fun to get to home shops. And we've been talking about all these releases, and there's already been some folks talking about some of these products coming out from home shops. So you've been a busy guy shipping UPS and all over the world.
I have been a very busy guy shipping UPS, DHL, USPS all over the world. We just got a recent delivery of Tangent 4427s. That's our most recent product. I've failed to get you a picture in advance, Ray, so I did put together a little folder here of photos of these cars if you would like to share.
Excellent. Yeah.
You recently had a guest on your show, Mike Armstrong, who lives very close to where I am, and I promptly went over to his house and did a photo shoot on his layout, his Rock Island layout of the 4427s from Tangent Scale Models.
Boy, you picked a great backdrop for him. Holy moly, is that a great layout?
Indeed, it is amazing in person to see the layout. Before I show these, I do want to mention, I realize that your viewers may have different interests. So for the giveaway here, I'm not going to limit it to any one car type. There's a lot of interest in the 4427s right now, but any car that is in stock at homeshops.net, whoever the winner is, Ray, have them shoot you a note and let me know which car they want. And I want to make sure that the winner gets the car that they would most like to have. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, you betcha. This 4427 run, we did 6 road names. The most famous one, the one that I'm extremely proud to have on board here, is the Cat Mountain Santa Fe, David Barrow's famous layout. This car here, Tangent did a Santa Fe version of the 4427, and a lot of the markings are duplicated from the Santa Fe car to the Cat Mountain car. So it has that Santa Fe feel that it should, but it's got brilliant large Cat Mountain lettering on the side of it. The next car that we've got is Mike Confalone's Allagash. Yeah, we did 3 numbers of this car. The middle number is already sold out. The other 2 numbers were down to less than a dozen each in stock. Very, very popular. I think we'll see more Allagash stuff in the future on Home Shop's lineups.
Awesome.
We did Alan Whitaker's Tennessee Southern. Just a neat freelance railroad. If you've seen photographs of his locomotives, he's got a brilliant black and orange scheme. Just a lot of fun to look at. He's in a process of rebuilding a version 2.0 of his Tennessee Southern layout. So that's under construction, and I'm certain once it's built, it's going to be just fantastic. And he generates a lot of really inspirational media on his YouTube channel and his Facebook channel.
Awesome.
Neil Roggensock is a fella in the La Crosse, Wisconsin area. He's got a freelance railroad, the Montana Northland. They're part of the Prairie Rail or River Rail Ops group up there. A lot of really great model railroads. I think this is the first production car of a Montana Northland car that has been done, and just a classy scheme. He uses the UP Overland Passenger Series font for his cars, and it just looks classy. Devin Jackson's Mesquite Belt. I think you know Mr. Jackson.
I do.
I know him very well. His Mesquite Belt. This is our first Mesquite Belt offering, and Mr. Jackson, the president and CEO of the Mesquite Belt, did provide me with a Mesquite Belt pen for every car that we have. So every Mesquite Belt car that goes out to a customer will come with a pen compliments of the Mesquite Belt.
All of tonight's notes are being written compliments of Mesquite Belt, thanks to the pen that I received when I got my car. So very nice.
Indeed. That was a classy touch. That was very, very cool.
Yes.
Brad Bourbon's Neosho Valley Lines is probably the most colorful car that we've got. It's just a lot of fun to be able to do things with at the manufacturer level. This would be a really difficult car to custom paint. And we kind of use the prototype Illinois terminal paint scheme as inspiration, but we inverted it for this. So instead of being a yellow car with a red bottom, we did the other way. It's just a stunning car. And of course, on his layout, we took a few fun group photos, and that photograph now is the banner shot on our website at homeshops.net. And I'll just throw this one up here. The release that came right before that is the Mini High Cube from Tangent. And 4 or 5 road names. Those 5 road names are still in stock. The Cass County, Phoenix Turnbow and Apache, Pillar Valley, Springfield, Omaha, and Denver, and the Delaware and Allegheny. A few of those are very close to being sold out at this point in time as well. And also at homeshops.net, we've got a number of older cars also that are in stock on our page, on our rolling stock page. So again,
Excellent.
Really excited to get a car out there and be part of this. I feel like I'm back home at Mardi Gras on a Mardi Gras parade, just tossing beads and doubloons out. Here's a car for you and a kit for you. But this is kind of fun to be part of.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. And boy, I just loved seeing the stuff that's coming out of your lineup there and the things that you're doing. And, I've got a 40-footer there. You've got up in the top left corner, Tom Johnson represented with the Cass County. And I've got that car. And I promise you, I did not try to stretch it. I said I was going to try to make it a 50-footer, but no, it's a beautiful car sitting on the shelf right behind me. And along with the Mesquite Belt car. And I've got and then from the original run, there's a couple of the cars down there from the Greg McComas Michigan Interstate and your Texas and Great Northern, and just it's just amazing that the stuff that you've done and the railroads that you've been able to bring to the forefront. That's the super cool part. Learning about these, who are these people, and kind of goes hand in hand what I've been trying to do with the podcast you're doing with cars for these freelance model railroaders. So it's a very cool project.
Indeed. Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate all your support along the way here. And hopefully we'll be introducing you to more and more freelance model railroaders as we bring more projects out.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So we're going to pick a winner, and the winner is going to get a car of their choice there from Home Shops. You'll work with Chris, pick out a car, and he'll get that up to you, and you'll get to add that to your collection. Nice conversation piece on any railroad. So did you just remove that, Paul? Look at you. executive producer. He's getting
Hey.
stuff done. Look at that guy go. Look at that guy go.
Yeah, we're pretty polished, Ray. I don't think we're doing too bad.
Not too bad for a guy that does a recorded audio podcast, learning how to do some live stream stuff. Let's take down that homeshops.net. Oh, we can leave it up there. Let's leave it up there. Yeah, let's leave it up there. That looks good, Paul. All right, here we go. Let's spin for a winner. So Chris, which one are you going to pick out? What are the odds?
I know it's coming next, so I'm going to save my choice for the next release.
There you go. There you go. Let's try that again.
How would you do that?
All right, Russ Berry is the winner. Russ, a part of the operating crew of the Tri-State Railroaders. So, Russ, you're going to have a great car to put on your layout, and we'll get you in touch with Chris so that you can pick out your car. So, congratulations, Russ. I don't think Russ is watching. I think he's down south somewhere on a boat or something like that, but we'll let Russ know that he was the winner, and we'll get him in touch with Chris. So, Chris, it has been great seeing you again, my friend. You're doing some phenomenal work. Love to see what's coming out from you. And I think you're going to be another guy that's going to be up here in January. Am I correct in saying that?
You are correct in saying that. Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Awesome. So we'll see Chris at the Amherst Railway Society Railroad Model Show at the West Springfield Big E. So we'll be seeing you there and be looking forward to seeing what you got on your table. So, Chris.
Absolutely.
Until then, you have a great holiday, and we'll be catching you soon.
Happy holidays, guys.
See you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Oh boy, that's what are the odds that it spins and it lands right on the guy that's giving it away? So, but that's awesome. Chris is a great guy, and he's been a huge supporter of the podcast right from day one, and a lot of help promoting the podcast, and then with that. It's such a phenomenal idea to take these freelance model railroads and get them out to the forefront like he's been doing.
Yeah, totally agree.
And you got a few of those cars on your layout, don't you?
Yeah. I have a number of hoppers. I've got both of the Cass County box cars of Tom Johnson, and a few others. The shipping kills me, but they're such great product that I get tempted, and then Chris always messages me on the side and says, "Hey, Paul, thought you might like some of these cars."
Yeah. Well, it's definitely they're definitely worth it. The high quality cars. He does such a phenomenal job. Works with some great vendors with them. So, thanks again, Chris, for your support. It's time for our next guest, and I see them there in the back in the what would you call it? The green room. So we're going to bring them out. Yes. Joining us from Broadway Limited, Curtis Cope. Curtis, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys? Great to see you tonight.
Yes.
Great to see you. Are you going to go over and play that piano for us later?
If I lived in a house as nice as this, I probably would, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
I figure you're going to maybe play us some Christmas music on it, but
it looks like a great house to have a layout downstairs at some point if there was a basement involved.
Absolutely,
big enough space.
Nice, yeah, nice elongated house with a nice basement, all finished, ready to put a layout in for sure. But no, that's great. So great seeing you, Curtis. But you've come along with 2 prizes to give away to our listeners, and I'm looking forward to that. But let's get that screen up on here. So
so we got 2 prizes. I don't know which one you're gonna pull up first, but we got an N scale locomotive, and then we've also got an accessory. A fun accessory for everybody's layout that would probably fit nice on your layout, Paul, behind you there. But either way, we've got a couple of fun little items for you. I'll wait till there we go. So this is the N-scale P5A box cab. This locomotive was a mixed traffic engine for the Pennsylvania Railroad. It had, I believe they had like around 90 or something like that total. But they were constructed in the early 1900s, like 1920, 1930s-ish. And these were actually the predecessor for the GG1s, and their design led to actually the GG1 design of that streamlined look, because the railroad felt that it was safer to put their crews a little bit further back because of how close the cab was to the front of the locomotive. So these are great units. Paragon 4 sound, so they pair perfectly if you have a rolling thunder system on your layout. Like I said, perfect for passenger, freight hauling, whatever you might need. It's a great little accessory, and it's a great, neat little locomotive and a neat model that not a lot of other people have, especially if you're a Pennsylvania fan. This is probably a must-have for you, because especially early model of the Northeast Corridor. We all know how busy the Northeast Corridor is today, but back then it was very busy. So you could get a few of these up and down your layout, pulling freight passenger trains, maybe leading the clocker. I'm not a Pennsylvania Railroad fan, so I don't know if maybe that was the train of choice for these engines back in the day. But these are the perfect N-scale locomotives to have for your electrified layout. And yes, the pantographs do go up and down, so you can choose to go which way you want to use them for. So yeah, perfect little N-scale locomotive for your layout.
Beautiful locomotive. You actually sent it to me. I've had it in hand. It's gorgeous. And hey, they're N-scale folks. Curtis has thought of you, and we won't leave you out. So this is a beautiful piece to add to your collection if you're an N-scaler. And if you're not an N-scaler, it's a great piece that you could start a couple pieces of N-scale track and start to run one on it as well. So great prize here. And we've got a second one, but let's give the first one away, and then let's get to we'll do the next prize. So let's start by switching screens, which I'm not getting good at yet, but
it's hard to do when it's live.
Too much pressure. Way too much pressure.
I worked in radio, so I know how it is to keep it going through live. But anyways, let's see.
All right, so this is going to be the N-scale Pennsylvania. Here we go. Let's pick a winner. All right, Robin. I will not try your last name because I don't want to insult you, but you see it there on the screen. Congratulations on winning the Pennsylvania. Go ahead with the model again, Curtis, because I'll screw that all.
The P5A. P5A is the N-scale model. Yeah.
Awesome. So congratulations, Robin. I will be in touch with you to get an address to ship that out to you. So again, thank you for your support as being operating crew member, and hope you enjoy. So let's go back to.
Yeah, and this next product is fun. It's for all scales. So HO, N scale, O gauge, whatever you want to do. This is now the video I gave you here is an older clip. It's from when it was previously named Lightning and Thunder. This year in our newest release, it's called Layout Lightning Storm. But it provides the same effect. You can see the light flashes and everything there. And the sounds are so cool. If you do the manual mode, which is when you hold the button for a couple of seconds and it'll flash twice, in about a 5-minute sequence, you'll hear a storm build up. You'll hear the sirens, the tornado sirens and stuff going off. And then you'll hear like the winds come in, the storm come in. You'll see the lightning. You'll hear the thunder and everything like that. And the cool part too is once it's done, you hear the wind of the screen door rattling come to a close. You hear the crickets and the frogs come out, and everything's, back to normal as it was. It's such a neat little accessory, again, for all scales. And if you want to be creative with it, you can use it in many different ways on your layout. And I think one thing that's also fun about this is that it's perfect for kids to interact with your layout. There's a little push button that you install. So right there, you can have push for thunder or whatever, and kids can go up and rock to it and push it. And then you can actually make it to where every time they push the button, the lightning flashes, or you can do it to where it's manual and you can adjust it to however you want. It does come with a speaker with it, and it's really simple to set up. So it's perfect for if you like to add a little bit of creativity to your layout. Maybe you could make some clouds out of like pillow stuffing or something like that, and maybe paint it like a storm cloud and mix it in. It's really cool, really fun. Like I said, perfect way to get your kids and family involved with it. Or if you got a little modular setup with a club, another fun way to include that in there as well.
Absolutely. We're seeing the video here. You can see the lightning flashes. The thunder I could hear in my ears, but unfortunately with our setup, we can't roll it out to everybody else. But I know that you can probably
It's there. I promise it's there.
It's there. And I'm sure that you can, there's other avenues and probably on your website where they can find video of this product working. Is that right, Curtis?
Yeah, it's on our website. And actually, with the newest run that we just had, we're hoping to have a new video put out of it in the next couple of weeks or so, along with our HO scale GP35s that just shipped. We've got a few other products coming in shipping wise, USRA Pacifics and N scale, many different paint schemes. N scale SD40-2s are coming in soon. HO scale GP30s are coming soon. We got a lot of stuff coming in the next couple months. And my personal favorite, I'm not an N scaler, but our Reading T1s, N scale Reading T1 locomotives have smoke. So N scalers, if you like to see a little smoke that the HO scalers already get, you can get that with an N scale T1. So go ahead and get your order in before we sell out, because we got a lot of different paint schemes. Perfect, again, for any layout that you've got at home or at your club.
Awesome product. And this is going to be a really cool piece to have on your layout. Again, thank you, Curtis, and the folks at Broadway Limited for providing these to our operating crew members. I am going to get the wheel up here and let's give it away. All right, here we go.
I hope it doesn't land on me.
Mark Kendrick, a new
right,
member to
Mark.
the operating crew. Mark, congratulations. It is that is yours. I will be reaching out to you to get an address to ship that out to you, because I have it here. I did peek in the boxes. I wanted to see what it looked like. It's super cool, and I'll get that out to you, and you'll be having a thunder and lightning storm on your layout in no time.
One more thing, just real quick before I go. If there's any problems with the locomotive or the layout lightning storm for the winners, and if they need to get it fixed, they still get the new warranty, just as if it's a brand new, if they bought it themselves. So it's covered under that, so you don't have to worry about that. Our service guys will be happy to help you with that.
Excellent. So great products coming from Broadway Limited, and we've got a preview of some of the things that are coming up from you. Sounds like we're going to also have to get you back on a what's happening in model railroading and check out what's happening at Broadway Limited. So looking forward to the next time around. But until then, Curtis, happy holidays, and look forward to seeing you on the next trip.
Ray, Paul, thank you. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks,
and your
Curtis.
viewers. We will have a chat soon at some point, I hope.
You have a great day. Enjoy.
You
Thanks,
too.
Curtis.
See ya.
Well, awesome, Paul. What do you think? Maybe you should have a thunder and lightning storm. You have those in Australia?
We get plenty here. Don't worry about that. Our summer storms are quite violent these days. So yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you're modeling the U.S. anyway. You're modeling the Midwest. There's definitely thunderstorms in the Midwest. So that's something you'll definitely have to get on your layout. So
actually,
very
that prize winner's in Sydney.
Oh, all right. So we'll get that shipped over to them. And then in the meantime, you've been keeping an eye on the chat. What do you got going on in the chat with us?
We've got 45 people online, so it's
awesome.
Great. So some good comments, certainly comments about the last product. Ken Zieska, hi Ken, was saying, it's a great idea for interacting with kids. And I think that's correct. A good way to get kids into the hobby. Having little mini scenes on your layout as well, that they can spot different things is always good. So
yeah, for sure. I like doing that. I've got a toggle switch that controls a grade crossing at the bottom of mine, and it was put on there when a younger boy from next door kept coming over, and I figured that'd be a good thing for him. He can just at least throw the toggle switch. I could have put some photo cells in and made it automated, but it's fun for him to go over there and throw the switch and the bells and lights come on. And I think that's definitely another thing that would be super cool to be able to do for kids.
Yep,
all right. Well, I think it's time for our next.
And Jeff Cosgrove.
Okay, you got one more comment, and then we'll bring.
Jeff was just saying he had 2 big storms last night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, let me. I've got some serious lag happening here, as you know. But Jeff was saying that they had some big storms in Brisbane last night. That's in Australia as well. So
thunderstorms all over the
that's
world.
that time of season for us for storms.
No, I think our connection's pretty good for reaching halfway around the world on the internet. That's technology is amazing. And we're going to bring in a guy that's not halfway around the world, and but he's the guy that's the marketing at Athearn. We're going to bring in Jim Wiggin, and hopefully Jim hears us. So I see Jim's checking out his layout. Look at that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Jim's playing with trains. That's great. Good to see you, Jim.
I am, Paul. Nice to see you. Pat Sajak, you look great tonight. Yeah, you know, I was just fooling around with our new SW 1500 on the layout, and Paul, that's my shelf layout right now. But yeah, I got a couple of things back here that I think you guys are going to be interested in.
Awesome. So why don't you? I'm going to bring up some pictures, but you know what? I'm going to bring you full screen so everybody can see what's going on. Let's see if that works.
Yeah, let's see if we can move this over so everybody can see. It's that last car right there.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. And that is the Longview, Portland, and Northern car. And that is part of the, remember the per diem boxcar boom of the 1970s? Well, that's one of them. And I do know that we have some N scale guys out there, so don't worry. We have an N scale item as well. So depending on if your winner is an HO guy, they get the FMC boxcar. And if they're an N scale guy, we've got a really cool, this is the chassis system. This is actually our new box art too. The new chassis 2893. Very nice. We did 3 road numbers with this particular car. This is a 1980s car, and there's 3 different road numbers, 2 for the CNO and 1 for the Baltimore and Ohio, and each one is different. So this is just one of 3 versions. There's some subtle differences in there. So if you're an N-scale guy, you'll win one of these. If you're an HO guy, you'll win the 1970s Longview, Portland, and Northland FMC boxcar. So very colorful giveaways tonight.
Yeah, we've got a yellow theme going on here. A little lighter, a little darker, but really awesome idea, and I appreciate that because sometimes it's hard. We get some HO stuff, and then we got the N scalers, but we love all scales, and we're certainly not one to say. I kind of look at scales the way I look at hockey, and I'm a Rangers fan, but if you like hockey, you're in the right sport, and if you like model railroading, it doesn't matter what scale you're in. You're picking the right hobby. So it's great to be able to take care of the N scale folks. So really looking forward to this. And Jim, we've been seeing you on. You've been doing your Train Tuesdays, and you got the Athearn extras, and I know you've got that fired up, and you've even your product releases, got some new videos on those as well.
Yeah, that's right. We just started, we actually introduced for the December announcements, new format. In the past, we did that as a live feed, but it was usually about an hour long to go through all of those different products. And let's be honest. I mean, myself included, there are going to be some times when we come out with a list of announcements that some of those announcements I'm really excited about. Maybe the other ones aren't quite my era or my scale. So we found it would be better if we made those segmented and small, short 2-minute videos that were not live. And that way, the N-scale guys, they see something new they want to share amongst their Facebook N-scale groups. They can share that video. Same with the HO modelers. The shelf layout guys are probably going to be going crazy over the SW1500s, and the SW1000s aren't far behind. So they're going to want to go ahead and share those videos, and you can, of course, do that thanks to Athearn's YouTube channel. Of course, like and subscribe, and that way you'll know when those videos drop.
Absolutely. And Paul, he'll put up a link in there for the YouTube channel as well for Athearn, and definitely make sure you like and subscribe. And what do you got to do? Ring the bell, right, for all notifications, right, Jim? You're a YouTube guy. I'm a podcaster. I just say subscribe. You have
ring the bell.
Ring the bell. There it is. Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, Athearn.com, and then make sure you check out their YouTube channel as well. Like I said, subscribe, make sure you get all the videos. Jim does an awesome job with presenting these and sharing that information out, all the pre-order information that he puts out there. And then love the Athearn extras, and you get Tony Cook on there quite often, and you guys are talking, and we all know Tony's an encyclopedia of model railroading and railroading in general. So what he's able to provide as well, and your depth of knowledge is just really interesting to hear about the models that you guys are creating and the history behind them.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it briefly again. 90% of the crew on Athearn, myself, the product developers, we're modelers too. So we have a big interest in this. And, while I'm thinking of it too, real quickly, when you go to our website, sign up for our email newsletter. We're going to be amping that up going into 2024.
Awesome.
It's interesting. Jim and I have known each other for 24 odd years on another forum. We were both administrators on trainboard.com doing when I was an N-scaler as well. So that's 24 years, a long time, isn't it?
I didn't know it was that long. It went like that. So that's a lesson to us all. You've got room for a layout, start building.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's great. And Jim, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and have you here. Let's really appreciate the support Athearn and you yourself personally have provided to the podcast. Really appreciative of both. And it's really awesome to be able to give these away to our listeners here. So let's get the wheel up. Let's get the wheel up. This is going to be and let's give it away. Here we go. All right, Steve, who didn't provide his last name when he signed up, so it's just Steve, one of those guys that you don't even need to know the last name to know who it is the winner of this. We'll get together, reach out to you, and we'll find out HO or N, get your address, and get this shipped out to you. So again, Steve, congratulations, and thanks for becoming an operating crew member and providing support to the podcast. So Jim, it's been a pleasure seeing you, and I'm sure we'll be talking again before the end of the month, but happy holidays to you and yours, and thanks for coming by tonight.
Paul, Ray, thanks for having me on board, and you do the same. Happy holidays, and if you don't mind, I've got a train to catch.
There you go. High greens, my friend.
High greens, guys. Take care.
Enjoy. Always a good time talking to Jim. He's been such a fun relationship we've built, thanks to Tony Cook, who's introduced me to Jim, and from there he's just really one of the great guys in the hobby. And
actually, I think it was your executive. I think it was your executive producer that introduced you to Jim, if I recall.
Was it?
But
okay,
anyway,
we'll remove credit from Tony. Well, you knew him too, like you said, 20-something years doing train board with him. Yeah, you probably was probably a tie, probably him, and then you got. It was everybody was involved. Everybody had a piece of it. But so thank you, Paul, and thanks to Tony as well, and connecting, and getting him on the show, and it's been great. Jim is one of the good guys in the hobby. As you see, he's a modeler himself, and he's got a lot of exciting stuff going on. So looking forward to seeing what's going on, not only with Athearn, but Jim and his modeling. So another New England guy, Jim. So great to see him. Yeah. Now we've got a guy that we just recently talked to on the What's Happening in Model Railroading segment and learned a whole lot about the world of electronics that he's creating. We have Chuck from Logic Rail. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, Ray. And Paul, it's good to meet you for the first time.
Are we going to have to change that sign behind
Chuck.
you?
I really enjoyed listening to your on the podcast last week too. I thought it was great.
Oh, thank you. Ray, are you referring to my my Blackhawks Indian head or the Patrick Kane jersey, which is a Red Wings player?
The red is okay, but now it's a different shade of red. But hopefully he's able to overcome that. It was like a hip, a hip scraping or a hip something. He had like shaping or something like that. So
right.
He was a 1-year Ranger, now with the Detroit Red Wings. Hopefully he's able to pick up and finish up his career the right way. So very cool that you got that. Always good to find hockey guys that are also model railroaders. But Chuck, we're here to talk about electronics, and we talked a bit about that on the What's Happening show, and you're back again to talk a little bit about some of the products that you have to offer. And you probably are one of the most prepared guys that came through, and I love the slides. So we're going to get them up here in just a second.
Okay.
And once we we'll move to here. So you take it away, Chuck.
Yeah, we can skip that one. That's just the title.
No, that's good. I like that you took the logo. No, we can't just skip it. Here we go.
Okay. All righty. Actually, maybe hit enter. I don't know why there's the title of this slide isn't showing up. Anyway, I'll go. Wow, this is really weird.
Maybe it's the way I brought it in. I just dragged it over, but maybe something didn't drag.
No worries. So I'll talk to it anyway. Not a problem. So
there we go.
The product that we're giving away this month, and we're happy to be able to do this for the first time, is our Grade Crossing Pro 2. So this is the second generation of what's been an extremely successful product for us. I introduced the first Grade Crossing Pro back in 2003, and it's been our top selling item for many years. A very good product for us, and we think for our customers. But it came time where it's like, I think there's some improvements we can make, add some new features, and hence I came out with the second generation. So, in fact, Ray, just a few minutes or so ago, I heard you mention, having a grade crossing animation, for one of the neighbor kids and so forth. So this is a product that's going to do all kinds of great things for a grade crossing. I guess I'll start maybe with just the fact that we now have multiple methods of detection. The one we're giving away is going to use photocells. So photocells require constant overhead light. Whenever the light's blocked from the photocell, it's basically how detection is accomplished. But the product is available with photocells. We also have an infrared version, and then we sell a third version which has no sensors if somebody wants to use current sensing, which is popular for block detection and signaling systems and so forth.
Right.
But in addition to just doing the detection, it's completely bidirectional. Unlike some other products out there, it doesn't tie into track power, so we don't rely on polarity on the rails to determine if you're going east or west. We determine that intelligently just based with the sensors.
Chuck, just one
sure.
question. You were saying you need light, but there'll be nothing stopping you putting a LED street light in the area for night operations?
Yeah, you could do that, and we do have customers that do that, Paul. Those green, green. I can't even see tonight. Those blue dials on the right hand edge of the board are a little adjustment pots, which are only used with the photocells, and that allows you to set the sensitivity of the photocells based on the available light overhead.
Sensitivity.
So anyway, long answer to your question, but you can do that. The infrared will work in light or in the dark. Some of the other neat features we think, we've added support for a Bell sound module. If you kind of look on the first third of the board here, you can see on the circuit board it says sound module. There's a little plug-in module that we produce that gives you it comes in different varieties for different Grade Crossing Bell sounds, classic ones, more modern electronic ones, Griswold sounding bell as well. We support tortoise slow motion motors to control your gate. So not only does this control the signals and flash left and right, but also controls tortoise motor for gate arms or servos. So you can connect 2 servos, one for each gate arm to this. The speeds are adjustable. On the Bell module, the volume is adjustable as well. We talk about having cutoff switches for times when when it gets really annoying to hear that bell, ring, 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 ding, ding all the time. But you can adjust the volume, of course, here on the board. There's a bunch of configuration options, kind of that bank of switches in the upper right. So you can set, do you want the bell ringing all the time when the signals are flashing, only when the gates are moving up or down? So again, you can really tune this kind of to the railroad that you're you're modeling and kind of what the features of the real thing were.
Wow.
This supports a single track crossing, but then we have a companion product called the Grade Crossing Pro 2 Expander, which doesn't have literally the bells and whistles. It just does detection and has the intelligence for the logic, if you will, for secondary and tertiary tracks, et cetera. And then these boards communicate with each other with a cable that we provide.
Wow.
So it's a very feature-rich product. Again, it's something that's been very successful for us, and we're excited to be able to give one of these away tonight.
How many tracks will it support? If you had add a
Yeah,
single
so
crossing?
this main board just supports one, but then you offer the expander board for each additional track, and each board comes with its own set of sensors for each track. So the expander board will come with, and by the way, it's 4 sets of sensors for per track. And so each board comes with its appropriate set of sensors, and then they basically daisy chain to one another. So this main board is the one that's going to control all the action. So it does detection for a single track, and then handles all the action, the bells, the signals, the gates, etc. And then the expander boards, again, one per additional track, is just doing essentially the sensing, the intelligence to tell the main board, hey, turn the action on or off on my behalf.
Wow. Well, all action packed, all on that little board. A whole lot of things going on, and
There is a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. I mean, when I built a layout, even my switching layout, I had to have an active crossing, and it was just that interactivity. Maybe just from being a kid and sitting at them and hoping they would go off so I'd see a train. Maybe it was that part of it, but yeah, I definitely had to have one, and these are great to have. It's again that realism that you bring to the layout, and this is definitely helps step that up.
Thank you. I see the question here. Are we going to be at Amherst? Unfortunately, we're not going to be at Amherst in this coming January. I'm hoping to get there the following year, which doesn't help those that want to see us this coming January. For those that are kind of in the South, we'll be at the Plano show. Our next show is the Plano show in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's also in January.
But we don't have to be at a show to buy from you. Tell us how we'd be able to get one of these if we're not a winner tonight.
You're a good straight man. So we have a website and an online store, and thank you. There's the URL for that. So online store is open 24/7. Plenty of product in stock. I didn't mention signals. We don't produce signals. We kind of leave that up to the modeler because our electronics are not scale specific. So we leave that up to you. We do carry some. I'll be open about the fact that it's been really tough to get N scale crossing signals. The primary manufacturer is NJ International, and it's just kind of a dry well at the moment. But we carry Tomar signals, and there's Details West as well. And there's many other fine signals out there. The Walther cantilever signals work great with our product. The We Honest signals. I know a lot of people like to shop on eBay and they see the stuff from We Honest, which is actually pretty decent. I've seen them, firsthand, and it's pretty nice and extremely reasonably priced for what you're getting. And this is just a screenshot of kind of the other products that we have. We spent some time on the recent podcast talking about the Light Effects 16 product, and I am so excited about getting this thing launched. So watch our website, our online store, and again, still trending towards really about 2 weeks from now to have that thing live and for sale. So excited about that. But yeah, we do a whole smattering of other things. The Fusees Tony had talked about on the show a couple weeks back as well. We do resistance wheel sets. We do CTC panel components for those that want to have that old tactile feel, CTC style for controlling and dispatching your layout.
Awesome stuff, and great technology. And we heard that on the What's Happening show, and just shows more of the stuff you've got. The signal tester is also a really cool item. Just something, a nice tool to have, makes it easy to test. You're not trying to hold wires. Exactly. You got everything right there. It makes it easy to do that kind of stuff. So
yeah. So I'm just real quick on the signal tester. So that's actually been a pretty popular product as well. And there's nothing sophisticated about it per se. It just got a 9-volt battery connector on it and some screw terminals, but that was born out of really an idea that Craig Martin, who was the former owner of BLMA products, asked for us to do, because his signals are manufactured like some of the other brands are with magnet wire. It's really tough sometimes to get some of the insulation off that magnet wire or that enamel coated wire, and just wanted to know, hey, does this signal work?
Right.
And this is just a very simple way to do it, and literally all you add is a 9-volt battery to it.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's get that wheel up here and let's give this away. You ready, Chuck? Here we go.
Let's go.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
The executive producer of Around
All
the
right.
Layout is our winner. Congratulations, Paul.
Awesome.
We'll get that sent to New South Wales for you. And congratulations.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a grade crossing on that layout.
Ray, I was just saying.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Yep, I was just saying, spin it again, Ray, because I'd like to see one of our.
Fair enough.
operators.
Let's spin it again. You're a good man, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul is a very active. Not only does he not get a paycheck, but he is a paying member of the operating crew. But we appreciate that. So through Paul's generosity, Chris Chapin, you're the winner. We'll get the your address information. We'll get that over to Chuck. We'll get that shipped out to you. Congratulations, Chris. Thank you for being a member of the operating crew.
Great product, though, I must tell you. Amazing technology.
Thank you.
Awesome, Chuck. It was great seeing you.
Yeah, likewise.
Happy holidays to you, and hopefully we'll be chatting again soon on an upcoming What's Happening in Model Railroading.
Yeah, I wish everybody out there a good Merry Christmas and holiday season.
Happy holidays. Enjoy,
All
Chuck.
right. Yep. Bye-bye.
Just put up the website for those who, some great products. And the functions he's talking about at level crossing, most people know that I am a signal engineer, are the functions that we require. So, the different types of bells and the screamers and that are all what we use
Right.
on level crossings.
It's amazing all that technology being shrunk down and being able to still have that and all the logic. And, I know a lot of these, you approach and back off and they'll still shut down. It's just, amazing the stuff they're able to do now. And very cool piece to have on a layout. It's a necessity for me. Like I said, you got to have a grade crossing on there. So our next presenter was unable to make it tonight. That's Greg McComas from Macrail, but we're going to do the giveaway anyway. And let me get that pulled up so that we can do that. And then we'll get to our next presenter. So just bear with me one moment. Again.
I'll just put the link up as well.
All right. So Macrail is a product that's being produced by Greg McComas. I'm going to do my best to try to plug Greg. He's another one of those Texas guys who's been a great supporter of the podcast and has come up with these aftermarket parts for locomotives, the PTC antennas. But he's also come up with this really cool idea of doing these removable EOTs, which is really kind of a neat enhancement to operations. We've seen the other style where you permanently mount them on the back and they stay with the locomotive with a freight car, and eventually the freight car kind of comes like a caboose. But these are now removable. You can take them on and off. And what we're looking at is his version 2. Research and development there at Macrail has been able to produce this EOT that's very easy to move on and off. I believe it's universal as well, but don't quote me on that part. But nonetheless, it's just a really nice piece to add to operations. You can move that around. If you've got a small layout and you're trying to emulate that kind of slow your operations down is what I'm trying to say. This is really nice. So he's giving away a pack of these orange EOTs. And of course, you have to have a rack to store them in. So he's going to provide the winner with a large rack to store them. This is right on the Michigan Interstate layout, as you can see. And I was fortunate enough to
I
operate
actually have a couple on my layout, actually.
And if you're this style that, smaller railroad that doesn't use an EOT, he's got the red flags that he'll send you a pack of the red flags. And then this really cool product that he picked up from Scott Thornton, and he's now producing it through MacRail, calling it the Scotty. This is a operating derail. Very great product. It does obviously serves two purposes. Acts like a true derail. It also helps with those yards that aren't quite level. And if your yard's just a little tippy, you put one of these in. It helps hold the cars in, and yeah.
That's another dimension to operating. When you want to operate, you install these in your spurs, and then you need to open and close them to switch. And if you forget, you soon know that you've forgotten, because you'll wonder why. In our term, we'd say the car's in the dirt. So
you got some derail. You got some working derails on your layout too, don't you? So
yeah, that's correct.
No. So great offering from Greg at MacRail. You can check him out, Matt, again, right there on the screen, macrailproducts.com. Always coming out with some really great stuff. If you got some older locomotives, you want to get them where they're FRA compliant and get the right antennas on them and get all that detail, definitely check out macrailproducts.com. He's got all of what you need to become, again, FRA compliant on your model railroad. So let's get the wheel up. And let's give them away. Here we go. And that's going to be delivered pretty close to me. Mark Herrick is the winner of the MacRail set of EOTs and the derail and the flags and the rack. So congratulations, Mark. And we'll be, I know where you live, so we'll be able to get that out to you pretty quick. So thanks, Mark. Appreciate the support that you've given the operating crew here through the operating crew. So congratulations. And let's move that, because we have our next guest, and moving along here. Well, we got to let's take a quick minute. Let's take a look at the comments, and then we'll bring in our next guest. What have you been seeing there, Paul?
Lots of comments around the derailers, and Gary has loved the derails. I must admit that I have derailed a car on Paul's layout. Yes, he did, but he's still welcome to come back and operate the layout. We have a lot of fun. But yeah, they're very popular. And also Matt Forkham, I just bought some EOT and the rack this week too. So Greg has a lot of good products, and it's great that we have so many products available.
That's fantastic. So
Marty Jenkins there. Hey, Marty.
I took it up. You put it down. Here,
there it is. Called a swing door. Turns ready to run models into kits in seconds.
They're going the wrong way there, Marty.
Something you don't want to do, Marty.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right. Well, I think it's time for our next guest. It's a guy I just talked to, and I was excited to do that. And we've got him back here for tonight's drawing. We got Shane from Scale Train. Shane, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ray. Great to see you. Thanks so much for having us. Hi, Paul.
How are you?
I am doing fantastic. We appreciate you having us on the holiday extravaganza tonight.
It is an extravaganza. I usually never go this long, even when I'm recording podcasts. So this is like overtime for me, but it's great to do. And, we've got so many supportive folks like yourself that have really been a huge support and help the podcast move forward. So great to have you here tonight and talk a little bit about Scale Trains.
Well, thank you so much. There's a lot happening at Scale Trains right now. We just came off, of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, and ran a sale this week. So Trainsgiving. Somebody said that in the marketing meeting, man. I ran out and bought that domain immediately. I'm like, that's genius.
Yep, for sure.
Got out the Trainsgiving sale, and then lots of new product has arrived here recently. We just got in all 10 of the Norfolk Southern heritage units in HO, and then restocked on CSX Pride in Service. And then, of course, SDL 39s are back in Milwaukee Road with Billboard for the first time. So tons of new things and even more arriving this month and in January.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, we said this in the upcoming podcast. We're going to be talking about this on Tuesday. Your website's addicting, and I do think that Surgeon General's warning is coming. You know that there's an addiction factor to it, to be able to bang around and check out all the stuff you have, and just how intuitive it is to be able to find what you're looking for, sort it out. Look, it's very so well done.
Well, thank you. I got to give a lot of credit to our team. You know, Bruce, who runs operations, has worked really close with our development team, and it's been quite a road, but we've gotten through it, and we're pretty happy with where the site's at now. It's on its third platform in about 8 years, but I think the platform we're on now has really got us to where we need to be.
Yeah, it's definitely a really well done. Again, being able to go in, categorize, sort, in stock, pre-order, all of the stuff, and then we'll leave it for the podcast for folks to find out just how intuitive it is and the things that it does with pre-orders. But just really cool information, and I just so enjoyed our conversation in this episode with Shane, learning his path from childhood model railroader to early entrepreneurship on his way to scale trains. Is a really interesting story, and Shane was kind enough to come on the show and tell us that story, and I'm just looking forward to sharing that with folks this Tuesday. That show will air.
I love that photo that you have up right now.
Yeah,
that pulling that off was pretty amazing.
It was, and we talk about that as well. And if you look closely, you can see the fire burning in the back with making the s'mores that you had. And yeah, that was a great idea. Phenomenal to see the RV in the show, and all color coordinated, and just first class. You do
well. Thank you. And we're gonna do something pretty interesting for Springfield. So we're actually going to, I was working on ordering some carpet today. We're going to combine the virtual rail fan and the scale trains booth into one. So we're going to have a pretty large, the space that you see there with the RV was 20 by 40, and including the RV. And that's the size of space we're going to have in Springfield this year. So we're actually going to double our display. So ought to be pretty interesting, and try some unique things with virtual rail fan and some live TV, live broadcast, and also some video, as well as going to grow the scale trains booth size just a little bit.
Well, that's awesome. Looking forward to seeing you up at Amherst and seeing what you guys are going to have coming out next. And
it's pretty cool. We give your listeners a little preview. If everything comes together, we'll have another all new HO locomotive to unveil at the show. Awesome. And then also we'll have an all-new N-scale locomotive, an all-new N-scale freight car with some features that have never been done before in N-scale in mass production. So looking forward to a pretty exciting show.
Awesome stuff. Well, Shane, again, looking forward to this episode airing on Tuesday. I think people are going to love this story, the story of your path, what I called the road to scale trains. And it's going to be a lot of fun, but we got a prize to give away. So why don't you tell us what we're giving away tonight?
So, when we first started, we do a lot of product giveaways, and it just never seemed to be the right railroad or the right era or the right paint scheme. So over time, we've kind of morphed, and now what we do is we like to give away gift codes. So that way folks can come and shop and really buy what's best for their railroad. So we're going to give away a $50 gift code tonight.
Awesome.
To be able to redeemed on the Scale Trains website.
That's awesome. So looking forward to giving that away here. Let's get the wheel up and let's spin and give it away, Shane.
Sounds great. It's going to say Ray.
Rob, who's in the background, is the winner of our $50 Scale Trains gift card. So Rob, congratulations. Thanks for your support of the operating crew. And we're actually going to be talking to you in a few moments as well, but the modeler himself, and I'm sure he'll be putting that to great use. So again, Shane, definitely check out the website. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time because you're going to be there a while browsing around and checking everything out. Scaletrains.com. Shane, always a pleasure to talk to you, and looking forward to having to seeing you. Actually, we'll be seeing you in Amherst in that big booth you've been talking about.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Ray. Thanks so much for allowing us to be on tonight. And I want to wish you and everybody that's listening a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Shane. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Shane.
Have a good one. Awesome stuff. I'm a big Scale Trains fan. Just very cool stuff. So
Lots
and
of comments for N-Scale again. And of course, HO. And we did get a couple of hints there that there's a whole new HO model coming and a whole new N-Scale model coming. So that's great.
Yeah, hedge your bets. Let's see what they're going to come out with next. Again, Shane and the team at Scale Trains, just very cool, very, very supportive of the podcast amongst all others that have been a part of this. And of course, everyone hits on the wheel here that's just provided their support and helped the podcast grow and, keep the shows out from paywalls where you guys can listen to everybody's story. That's kind of the idea of the show, to be able to share those stories with everyone. And I want to be able to keep them out there forever and become a record. So thanks to everybody for your support here. So we've got another guy. Actually, we've got a winner in backstage. Look at that. You come in and then now you've got a $50 gift card to Scale Trains to get yourself they don't do that Z scale stuff, but boy, you can imagine how big that would look. You get an HO locomotive and park it next to that. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah. So we got Rob Clues from Z Track. Rob, welcome to the show.
Hi everyone. Hi Ray. Hey Paul. Thanks for having me.
Rob.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you. So we talked the first time on the What's Happening in Model Railroad episode where you introduced me to the world of Z scale. Fascinating stuff that's happening in the very small Z size, but small size, but action packed. Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on over there at Z Track.
Timing is everything. I'll tell you, Ray. So just today, and I'm going to share a couple things. American Z Alliance has a number of new products that are coming out in the pipeline. The samples literally showed up in my office just this afternoon. So Ray, I apologize. I couldn't get you photos before, but I'm going to share a couple brand new items that are coming out in the next 4 weeks from American Z Line.
Awesome.
So I'm going to reach over. So I apologize if you see me reach in here, but American Z Lines is doing SD40s-2s. And what you're looking at is, of course, the Canadian National SD40-2W with the extended cab. I'm going to point out something there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those ditch lights on there, they actually work.
Holy moly.
Yeah, this, I can't believe it. I've been test running this guy. It has been phenomenal. We are also doing just regular SD40s. I only have a Susquehanna to show you right now.
Wow, Susie Q.
Yeah, but look at the antenna they put on the top of that thing. Yeah. I got to tell you, one thing about the owners of AZL, Hans Reerwald and Robert Albrighton, they're all about the details. And I cannot believe the detailed packages that we're going to put into these. Now, if you guys promise, everybody's listening, promise not to tell anybody. I'm not allowed to share this, so I'm going to share it. So, don't tell anybody. Look, I've got a special rolling stock that American Z Alliance has hinted at, but we're going to have released here in December. We're actually doing Z-Scale Ortners, and that is our first sample that just came across today. Ballast load. We tried something a little different on this one. We actually have body mount couplers on it. We're going to have a whole number of road names on this guy. Wow. So again, Ray, I apologize. I couldn't send you photos. I didn't have a chance to photograph these. Literally, I just took them out of the box right before I got on the.
No, I honestly think the effect of what you're doing, holding it up, just shows amazing. Just, your hands are not that giant, right? The cars are that small, right? The locomotives and freight cars are that small. And look at the detail. It's amazing.
And real close to the camera there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Absolutely stunning.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, it is. And I got to tell you, I don't have the loadout, but there's interior details within that gondola as well. So, we talked earlier this year about how exciting Z-Scale is. I cannot believe what's coming through the pipeline right now. So, we talked about the SD40s. I'm going to have SD40-2s. I'm going to have tunnel motors, or, a bunch of Canadian units. You cannot believe the detailed packages on this. So for those of you that have been looking at Z-Scale, I'm telling you, this is the time to really just take a look at it today. I mean, it is unbelievable what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and then what you're able to do in DCC in these, and I'm just blown away, the technology and working ditch lights on a Z-Scale locomotive. That's incredible.
I got to tell you, I test ran this one, and I was like, am I seeing that? I mean, we tried ditch lights before. I'll be honest with you, we tried them, mixed success. I looked at this one, and I went, oh man, like they got this right. Like, it's really cool. So unbelievable. So a lot of fun there.
That's awesome stuff. So why don't you tell us about the item that you're giving away tonight, Rob?
Well, I am hoping to make somebody a Z-Scaler tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sorry, HO and Scale guys. I'm hoping to get one of you guys to turn over to Z-Scale today. So, we did the National Train Show down in Dallas this year, and we came out with a special starter set just for that show. We did a Frisco version. I'm actually giving a whole one away today. So this set's going to have an American Z-Line Frisco GP38, a corn syrup tank car, Frisco outside brace box car, and a PS2 CD covered hopper for Frisco. I'm including a oval track, a Rokuhan controller, throw in a copy of the magazine, Z-Track in there, a bunch of stickers. We're giving you the whole package so you can at least have a little Z-Scale train to play with and try out if you like.
That is awesome. This will make anybody a great kit to set up. You can take it to the office. You could set up on a small shelf. If you're an apartment guy, you've got no excuse now not to have a model railroad when you have a Z-Scale set.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fun part here is, again, you don't need a lot of space. I mean, we encourage you to have a lot of space. I mean, the guys with a basement, you guys are going to have a lot of fun with Z-Scale. But even if you don't, this is just a great way to get you started and just something to play with. The quality is fantastic. The train's going to run phenomenal for you. Just something to enjoy running around.
Make a great shelf layout too. You can do a lot of operations in a lot smaller space.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is really neat. I'm fascinated again by Z-Scale and the ability that just seemingly increases as technology advances the effect that it's having on Z-Scale and the stuff you can do in the printing, like all that fine detail that under that car that you flipped. It's just amazing that all can be created. So Rob, thanks again for supporting the podcast and giving this set away. This is going to be a blast for whoever wins it tonight.
Absolutely. Glad to do it.
All right. So let's see if we can make somebody a winner just like you here. So get that screen loaded up. There's the wheel of names. Let's give it a spin and give it away. Oh, click at the last second. Drew Glode, I think it would be the correct pronunciation of your name. If I didn't get it right, I apologize. But you are a winner. You get the Z-Scale set from Rob at Z-Track, and you're gonna have a lot of fun and a little bit of space. That's gonna be awesome, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy. So, Rob, I want to thank you very much for coming on the podcast and tonight's show, I should say. And on the podcast, it was great to have you, and I'm sure we'll be having you back to talk to Tony, and we'll learn all the other new things that are happening in the world of Z-Scale, and I'm sure you'll be right on top of it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
awesome,
Rob.
Rob.
Excellent.
Happy holidays to you. Enjoy.
How lucky are we, like, really, to have such great support from suppliers, like a full starter kit in Z-Scale. It's amazing, we just it's been
it's amazing.
Great session, let's just say that.
We know we got the greatest people in the hobby, and in the world is in this hobby. I mean, just the most generous and kind folks, and Rob is just another example of that, and super cool that he was able to give somebody an opportunity to get into the world of Z-Scale. So let's get that screen off there and let's present. I got a couple things to go through. Why don't you talk about the chat while I get the next screen up?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a lot of comments, a lot saying how what a fantastic giveaway that's been. A lot also like that FEC car in Z. I think that's going to be a real popular product for Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, just amazing stuff. You know, ditch lights on a Z-scale locomotive. Who would have ever thought, even 5 years ago, that that'd be possible?
I mean, I know the challenge of installing them on an HO locomotive, so I'm glad they're coming from the factory more on HO, and certainly imagine on Z. But super cool that they're able to do that in a production environment, be able to put ditch lights on that such a small scale. Very cool stuff that's coming out of our hobby, and that's certainly one of them. So I want to go over a couple of quick things before we get to our last big giveaway of the night. We have our Wear a Shirt, Win a Shirt contest that we've been doing. Every month we select a random winner to win a new t-shirt. There's a couple elements to this, folks. So let's start with this month's winner. And it's this guy who's been wearing it on his Off the Tracks Monday. And we have Trackside Mike in the group. I see him, and oh boy, I love every time he gives a little of that keep it on the tracks, and he does it far better than I do. But his Off the Tracks Monday YouTube, and this is James Galton, and James is from the Dundas Junction Model Railroad. He's got his own, and they get on and they do a Monday night show that's fun to listen to. They're chatting back and forth about their projects, and they'll bring some other people on, and they go back and forth between the two channels. Definitely check those two out. James needs some help from Trackside Mike and getting that name shortened up on his channel. So I'm just going to tell you to go to youtube.com/@Trackside Mike. And then while you're in YouTube, look for Dundas Junction. That's DUNDAS Junction Model Railroad. And Paul, if you get a second, just throw the link in there directly from YouTube for his channel, because he's got a little bit of a long name, but it's definitely worth checking out. And they, like I said, they do their Off the Tracks Monday, and they do a bunch of other stuff. They do some live from the rail fanning and everything else up in Canada. Great supporters of the show, and obviously James wearing his Around the Layout podcast shirt, and he's going to be getting another one from us, so he'll have two in his closet to choose from when he does his lives and everything else, and rail fanning and whatever else he's doing. All to say, wear your shirt, win a shirt. You'll be able to get yourself another shirt. And I'm going to tell you that when we go to Amherst on the wear a shirt, win a shirt, it's not going to be wear a shirt, win a shirt. It's going to be wear a shirt, win stuff. And we're going to be doing giveaways for folks that show up in Around the Layout podcast shirts. If you're wearing anything that's got the Around the Layout podcast logo on it, I'm going to give you an entry into some drawings. I can't tell you what the prizes are yet, but I'm going to tell you that they're going to be big, and they won't be just a shirt. They're going to be stuff. So definitely make sure you're wearing your shirt at Springfield.
Excellent. Great.
To make sure that you can get a shirt, what I'm also doing is in the fan store on aroundthelayout.com, we're going to do a 10% off all t-shirts. That's going to last all month and all the way through the week before Amherst. So plenty of opportunity to get yourself a shirt and be ready for Amherst. Show your support for the podcast by grabbing yourself a shirt, 10% off, again, through January 21st. Make sure you use the discount code T-shirt at checkout. And again, that's now through January 21st. So another thing that we got going on, and we'll be also doing the Wear a Shirt, Win a Shirt at this show. I'll be appearing tomorrow at the New England Model Train Expo. We'll have a table there. That is in Marlborough, Massachusetts. If you're anywhere in New England, it's fairly easy to get to. It's a great 2-day show hosted by the Hub Divisions, the NMRA division up in that greater Boston-ish area. They do an awesome job with this. It's a great tune-up to go into the season. And lots of vendors there, lots of layouts to be seen. Good 2-day show. Bring the kids. There's a lot of stuff for the kids as well. Again, check that out. New England Model Train Expo. That's being held up in Marlborough, Mass. Just hit Google. You'll be able to find New England Model Train Expo pretty easy in the Hub division. At that show, if you come to the show and you show us that you're subscribed, we'll give you entry to win a $50 gift code from Scale Trains. So again, go to the booth, show us that you're subscribed on your phone. And if you're not subscribed, we'll have plenty of the quick reader codes where you can hit that on your phone and subscribe right there at the table. Also appearing with me is Joe Mammy. You know him as the author of Design It, Build It, Burn It. And we got to get that book published. What do you think, Paul?
I think so. I think it'll be a bestseller. That's for sure.
It will be a bestseller from our good friend Joe Mammy, but he'll be up here at the show with me, and we'll be hanging out. We'll have the module that him and I built. You can check that out, and then again, opportunities to win. We'll love to hand out stickers, and we'll have magnets. That's what I'm trying to say. Magazines. We'll have magnets. We'll have stickers. We'll have pins. We'll have a bunch of around the layout swag to give away, and be great to meet you there. So hopefully you can make it up to Marlboro and check it out. But again, t-shirt sale, 10% off. Go to aroundthelayout.com, click on the fan shop, and you'll be directed right in there. A bunch of offerings there, different shirts, one for everybody. So definitely check that out. Our last giveaway of the night is another Rob. This one coming to us from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Mr. Rob Arsenault. Rob, good to see you.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Oh, doing fantastic. Good to see you.
How are you, Rob?
Doing well. Just been playing with those Rapido Procore or sodium chlorate cars for the last little while here, so trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
I know how to party on a Friday night, I'll tell you.
No, you do, but you've been telling me, we've been chatting back and forth, and boy, you've just been busy with shipments and all these new releases. It just it takes up a lot of your free time, I'm sure.
Yeah, hasn't been much of that, I'll tell you.
No, there've been plenty of.
Go ahead, Paul.
Sorry, I was going to say, been plenty of Rapido locomotives been done over the last 4 weeks, Rob.
Yeah, I got a couple more coming up starting in the next probably 2 days. Those D10 CPR D10 steamers. So yeah, another weekend gone. But I did promise my wife we're going to go see a Grinch movie tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to get a few hours off.
There you go. Well, be able to put the paintbrush down and go enjoy some time either way. But boy, the work that I just love seeing your updates, and you share them with us in the group, and obviously in some other groups, and of course on your Facebook page as well. And yeah, just absolutely stunning the work that you're turning out there.
Oh, thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I think two guys in this room have had some Weather My Trains work done, but we'll talk about the guy in the middle. Paul, how about you? Paul's got a locomotive that came from Rob here recently. Tell us what it was like, Paul, when you got that box and opened it up.
It was just amazing to see it. Just the level of weathering and for those who weather their own locomotives like I do, just getting one of Rob's as like the benchmark for me to try and meet was worth it just for that. I mean, it's a beautiful locomotive. I think when you posted it, Rob, there was a few people offered to buy it, wanted to know if it was for sale. So, it's sitting there. Well, it will be. It's getting a new decoder at the moment, but it's sits there in pride and joy on the layout. So, just fantastic.
And the folks, if you can see over my shoulder, the NS 3625 that's sitting above my shoulder was one that Rob weathered as well. Just beautiful. And that's exactly it. It looks so awesome in the pictures. And I was already excited when I opened that box and saw it. I was just blown away. I mean, just absolutely awesome. The realism that you provide in your weathering is just top notch. I got to ask you, have you ever weathered a Z-scale locomotive?
I knew this was coming. I see a couple of Z-scale ST40-2Ws in my future, though. That was just shocking tonight to see that. So
yeah, just a small project, Rob.
Yep, I think I'm going to buy a pair.
There you go. That's awesome. That's really cool. But beautiful work that you're doing. So why don't you tell us about what you're here to give away tonight?
Oh, cool. Well, not tons and tons of thought behind this. It just sort of came to me last week, and I just sort of thought, well, maybe I'll go on this Christmas deal and offer a medium weathering job. So what you're looking at there is, of course, a scale trains ET44AC in the lovely EJE Heritage scheme. That is my personal favorite, so I thought I'd throw that one up there. So this is a typical example of a medium weathering job. So if you happen to win one of the 2 draws from tonight for a medium weathering job, you'll get basically a little certificate in the email. Once I have that, I'll send you out something tomorrow, enabling you to use that gift certificate to get you a medium weathering job. So the gift certificate doesn't have any cash value. You don't have to buy a locomotive for me to use it. The shipping will be on the winner's responsibility, of course. But basically, what I'm offering you is labor for 1 medium weathering job for an HO scale locomotive. Now, if you happen to be, I just thought of this now, if you happen to be an N scaler, no problem. I'll weather something for you there, or an O scaler, no problem. We'll look after you.
Awesome. So any of the scales, and
if you don't want a locomotive done, you want a couple of cabooses done instead, I'm flexible. I just want to do a little work for you for free. Just a nice little gesture before Christmas.
Well, this is certainly an awesome offer, and boy, take them up on it. And let's talk about one of the things that you and I chatted about, and then I went through the process, the shipping, and just how easy you made it. Now, I'll just say this as a testimonial. It seems like, sometimes intimidating if we're in the States and you're in Canada. Oh, what's the process here and there? You outlined the entire thing. It was so easy. I walked the box down to the post office. I had all the paper under my hand with all the instructions. It was painless. Right to the post office, knew exactly what to do because you provided the instructions and what to do.
Awesome.
And off it went. And that, so if you're even bit hesitant, it is so easy. Rob gives you all the instructions, makes it just a piece of cake to get the locomotives up there. And then just beautiful work, worth the wait to get it back. And super exciting. I mean, when I saw the box coming, I was tracking it. I think I probably F5'd enough where I was overloading the Postal Services thing because I was so excited to hit and refresh the whole time, right? Because I got the patience of a gnat. But it was certainly a lot of fun. And Paul, same thing. I mean, he got yours shipped from Canada to Australia, no issues or problems. So worldwide service right to
mine arrived in about 7 days, maybe 10 days at the most. I mean, we had it priority sent, but still it was great receiving it, being able to track it, and then opening it up and seeing the model.
Will you also do an S scale for Mr. Ken Zeska?
Yes, Ken, absolutely. If you win, I'll absolutely do an S scale for you. Sure. No problem.
Absolutely.
I've done S scale before. Not many, but a couple of pieces.
Rest assured, Ken, that S scale is included. You are not being left out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No worries. No worries. We'll make it happen.
Awesome stuff. So we've got 2 of these to give away. So exciting to be able to do this. And I want to thank everybody that stayed with us all the way through this 2 hours that we've been doing this, and got people, and we've had a steady crowd all night of people watching, and the support that this podcast gets is just, it blows me away every day. It's absolutely amazing.
I think from my perspective, in the interest of fairness, if you win the first draw, I think you should probably be ineligible for the second draw. The whole idea is to get two people to get a piece of.
Yeah, and that's what we've been doing all night. So anybody that's left hasn't won anything yet tonight, so they're gonna they get the chance to win these. So. Yep. So that's exactly what we're doing. I thought you were talking about me, like if I win.
Yeah. If I win, we're just going to give it another spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Same as me.
It's all good.
Awesome. All right. Let's find out who the first winner is going to be. You ready, Rob?
Sure. Go ahead.
Here we go. We'll get to that question in a second here, but we have a winner, and it's Michael Percy.
Congratulations, Michael.
Yeah, awesome. Michael. Awesome stuff. Yeah, so that's yours. We'll hook you up with Rob. I'll be getting your email address, send that off to Rob, and then you guys can coordinate to get pick out what you're going to send to him to have weathered. So let's get our second winner.
The question,
oh,
Rob,
let's
is
do the
do
question,
you win
then
the
do the
steam
second
locomotives?
Yes. If someone wants me to send me an HO scale steamer, sure, I'll do that. Awesome. And I do have a section of sample steam locomotives on the website.
Yeah, you do.
And that,
That's
and
correct.
speaking of new customers, I wanted to give a shout out to a new customer. I won't name him, but he's in Switzerland. I sent that creamsicle, that Norfolk Southern Interstate Railroad Tier 3 from Scale Trains off to Bern, Switzerland this afternoon, believe it or not.
I might have a guess at who that is, but I won't
To
guess
someone,
online.
to someone who works on Swiss Railways, which is
Oh,
also
no kidding.
quite interesting. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, amazing. All right, let's find out who our second winner is. Here we go.
All right, give her a spin.
There's a customer of yours right there.
Oh,
no way.
geez.
Spin that again.
All right, we'll spin it again.
Congratulations, Matt.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Matt, congratulations. I'm surprised. I thought Matt be in here, but I'm sure he'll be excited to win. I'm sure he's got something lined up for you. So,
yeah,
very, very cool. So,
to those who are curious to know about why the laughter and the funny response, Matt has been a pretty regular customer over the last couple of years. So it's kind of neat that he won.
Well, if anybody saw the operating crew giveaway from a few months ago, Matt actually sponsored it, and it was a locomotive that you had weathered.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny.
So,
it's true.
Yep,
it's true.
Yeah. So yeah, it was it's very cool that he's the winner. He's very deserving and big fan and supporter of the podcast. So great to see Matt win and get that. So
we won't need Matt's information, but I do need Michael Percy's information.
Yeah, well, you've got Matt's probably on speed dial, but
he's on there.
Yeah, we'll get Michael's information to you, and awesome. Congratulations to all the winners tonight. And we're not done yet. We got one more prize to give away, but we'll do that in a moment. Rob, I want to thank you for all the support you've given the podcast, and I look forward to our next venture together.
Awesome. Thanks very much for the opportunity, guys.
Awesome. Happy holidays to you and yours. And you enjoy that time off. You enjoy that Grinch movie.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you soon,
see you
Rob.
Guys. Yes.
For sure. Yeah, Rob.
All right. We're going to figure out how to do it. We've had so many people hang with us to the last minute. So I think we got to give something else away, and we're going to do a shirt here. But I guess got to figure out, make sure that I have this right to do it. There is a way to do it here in the, you know what, let's see. We got to do that. So give me a second. Why don't we go through some of the chat? I'm going to get this pulled up, and then we're going to set it up for, we're going to give a shirt away here. So go ahead, go through the chat, Paul, while I figure that out.
We've had some great chat all night. So thanks everyone for contributing. We've got, other YouTubers here. We've got our friends and we've got all the supporters, and I think that's really good. So I think it's been a really good night. Really enjoyed it. And thanks everyone for participating and also supporting around the layout. And Ray and I have got a lot more planned, certainly for next year. And we get a lot of pleasure out of it. We spend a lot of time in the background chatting about things, including my non-existent salary, which maybe, I just do it for the love of it. And we have a lot of fun, and that's the main thing. And everybody else gets a lot of enjoyment as well.
Yeah, that's why the reason I started this podcast was to bring the story of why of so many people, and it has done that, and it's just amazing the friendships that concept has developed, and not only with these manufacturers, these vendors, and so on that have been so generous to us, but then the folks that have signed up for this operating crew, and the people that have just been unbelievably supportive fans and send messages, and the support I see, and when I go to a train show and folks are talking about the podcast and their favorite episodes and the people that they got to meet because of the podcast, it's just a really cool thing. So I'm really just super thrilled, and maybe one day we can get you on the payroll, Paul. We'll work on that.
And
that'll be our next goal. Get Paul on the payroll.
We've had a dozen prizes.
Oops, I lost you for a second.
Absolutely, but the fact that we've had a dozen suppliers who've provided prizes tonight, it's just amazing, and we really thank all those suppliers for the support that they've given the show, and that our operators are able to benefit from that.
Absolutely. So let's give one more prize away. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give away a t-shirt, and what we'll do is it's for the folks that are listening right now, not on the wheel. So you don't have to be an operating crew member to win. What you need to do is in the comments, you need to type hashtag t-shirt. So hashtag is that thing they also called the pound sign back in the day of the phones. Hashtag t-shirt, no dash. Put that in the comments. That enters you into for a chance to win a t-shirt. We'll give it a couple minutes here as we scroll back through the comments and check this out. And winning a t-shirt tonight. It's T without an E, so TSHIRT. So if you're in Australia, looks like you guys like to put the E's in there. It's T-shirt.
Sometimes.
So yeah, and no space. So make sure you got it in there. T-shirt, one word. Hashtag t-shirt. We're going to show an example of it right here. Mr. Ken Zeska got it exactly right. Hashtag t-shirt. If you entered it in wrong, just make sure you go back and just re-enter it so we make sure that we get that entry in. Right now we've got 18, 19 entries into that drawing, 20. So keep them coming, and love to be able to get a t-shirt given away tonight to you. So
couple of comments from Marty and Ken, both saying that, well, Marty said, I get paid double than what he does for NMRA X. And then Ken also said, we do it for the fun, and we do it because we do want to grow the hobby. That's why we do it. We want more people in the hobby, and that helps our suppliers, which helps us. And, that's what it's about.
Absolutely. It's about the community that we're all a part of, and great supportive folks. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow being at the New England Model Train Show, the hub show that's up in Marlboro, Mass. I'm hoping folks in the New England area that are listening can make it up and come by and see myself and Joe Mammy and have a conversation with us, and learn about Joe's future book, Design It, Build It, Burn It. Ask him questions about that. And but no, it'll be a good time. And again, come by, show us that you're subscribed to the podcast, and we will put you into an entry to win that $50 Scale Trains gift card. And then if you are wearing an Around the Layout podcast shirt to that show, you'll enter into that for your chance to win an Around the Layout t-shirt. So this is it's been an awesome night, Paul, and I'm looking forward to giving away this last gift. So if you don't mind, let's there we go. Hide current comment. And I think I can share this. So 26 entries we got into there.
Okay.
Going once, going twice, and we are going to draw. I should be able to share this. Let's see. Let's share it so everybody can see it. Share screen. Chrome tab, giveaway tool. Everybody can see that? Can you see that, Paul?
Yeah. Yep.
Where it says t-shirt? Because I can't see you anymore. I need 5 monitors. That'll be the next big project here at the Around the Layout podcast studios, to get like 4 more monitors. All right. So 26 entries. Here we go. We'll draw the winner. There we go. The guy who's uses abbreviations, but I know who it is. Congratulations on winning the shirt. That is awesome. We'll I'll reach out to you, or if you can send me a message, tell me what your shirt size is, and make sure your address is in Patreon. If you don't have your address in Patreon, the only reason I collect your address is to send you the sticker. That's the only reason why I have your address. So if you don't have your address in your profile, just do me a favor, go back to Patreon, put your address in there, because if we have something like this, it makes it easier. And yeah, look at that. He's in here and he sees that he won. So winner chicken dinner. And you'll have a shirt to wear during your chicken dinner. And
for sure.
Awesome stuff. Hey, I'm out of breath. I don't usually go more than an hour, and now I've gone 2 hours, 13 minutes and counting. Paul, it's awesome.
We've nearly outdone our second section buddies.
Almost. Those guys are marathon runners. I don't know how they do it, but Andy and Mike over at the second section Yeah, they definitely they go long, but they go
They
good.
go
and they
3
go to great
hours, 3.5.
fun. So,
I don't know how they do it.
absolutely. So, as we close out here, Paul, I want to thank you for coming on and helping me out with this, and of course, all the things that you help me out with on a nearly daily basis with the podcast, and you're a huge part of the success that we've had, and I'm just looking forward to so much more. So, if you're a member of the operating crew, thank you so much for being a part of the support that's provided to the podcast. There's more winning coming. We've got a great giveaway already lined up for January. Stay tuned for more details on that. The winning just keeps going with the operating crew. Love to give back to you and show my appreciation. So again, everybody, if I don't talk to you before then, happy holidays. Enjoy.
Have a great Christmas.
Have a great night.